shot in 4K ultra high definition. Your number one source for local news. WRAL News. Coverage you can count on.
Our slow-moving low that we were tracking yesterday is finally rotating some more moisture into our area. I'll let you know if it will affect your travels this morning.
New charges. A second person accused in a Wilson shooting that killed two is due in court today. The late-breaking developments in that investigation, plus lowering rates. Today, the Federal Reserve is expected to make a cut for the first time this year. What this means if you are looking to buy a home or even pay off your mortgage. Thanks for waking up with us here at 4:30 on WRAL News on this Wednesday. I'm Chris Lovingood. Not hard to see all the clouds behind me here as we are taking a look at what your weather situation is going to be like. We have Elizabeth Gardner tracking that for you this morning.
Yeah, take a look here. We have a few isolated showers just north of Wake County, kind of along the I-85 corridor. It's not much, but still you may run into some wet streets there in Durham County, as well as up around I-85 corridor heading northward. Also, another band just to the north may swing down across our area. Again, you can see a few showers just north of Chapel Hill and Durham and between Henderson and Lewisburg. So we'll keep watching that this morning. Doesn't look like a whole lot. We're going to give it a 30% chance up until around lunchtime and then knock it back to around 20. We may even see a little bit of sunshine toward the end of the day. But it's a great start this morning. Things are looking pretty quiet here in downtown Durham. No rain here yet, but we may see a few light showers here in the next hour or so. 61 is our temperature. Our dew point's at 57, so it's still nice and dry. Our temperatures will be a little warmer than yesterday as we break out of the clouds a little bit with temperatures in the mid-70s. It's also breezy as you step out the door. We'll take a look at the winds throughout the day coming up.
All right, sounds good, Elizabeth. We'll come back to you. We have breaking news that we're following as Raleigh police are investigating a crash between a pickup truck and a Wake County deputy's cruiser. This happened near Wakefield Pines Drive and Falls of Noose Road around 2 o'clock this morning. What you're seeing here is video from the WRAL Breaking News Tracker. Investigators say that a deputy was following a pickup truck when it crashed into a tree. It then rolled into the deputy's cruiser. Now, no one was hurt, and we are working to find out why the deputy was following that truck. Today, a second person arrested in connection to a double murder in Wilson is expected in court. Tiffany Chestnut is charged with accessory after the fact and altering, destroying, or stealing evidence. According to an arrest warrant, she picked up a piece of a broken gun and gave it to the suspect before he took off. That man is Dante Chestnut. It's unclear, though, if or how they're related. He faced a judge yesterday. He's accused of killing Natasha Sutton and her son, Avante Pender, on Monday. He's in jail without bond, but there's no word yet on what may have led up to that shooting. And this morning, the men accused of killing Wake County Deputy Ned Byrd, they're starting their prison sentences after pleading guilty. Aldermarine Sotelo will serve life in prison without the possibility of parole. He's the man prosecutors say pulled the trigger. His brother Arturo may serve more than 7 years in prison on a charge of accessory after the fact. Byrd was shot and killed in 2022 on a rural stretch of Battle Bridge Road. Family and friends tell WRAL they remember him as a kind, funny, and generous man. They say he loved working with his canine, Sasha. It is an important day if you are looking to make a big purchase soon. Today, the Federal Reserve is expected to approve an interest rate cut. WRAL's Kelsey Coffey is live in Raleigh for that story this morning. Kelsey, you spoke with a real estate agent about what this could mean for people on the market trying to buy a home.
Yes, Chris, and economists are saying that this could be the first time that the Fed decides to cut interest rates in about a year. Now, today's decision will come after major shakeups with the Fed Board of Governors. Just 2 days ago, Stephen Moran was sworn in. This newest board member is trying to fire the board president, Lisa Cook. She's still in her seat after a federal appeals court ruled against President Trump, who was calling for her firing. Economists expect the interest rate could drop by 1/4 of a point. Real estate agent Tom Finnegan says this one change won't make much of a difference with mortgage rates, but if the Fed keeps cutting interest rates, it could impact the housing market.
If rates drop significantly enough, we might be sliding back into 2021 or 2022 with everybody jumping back into the market at once. So then, even though the mortgage rate will be lower, the competition may be higher again.
And the Fed is expected to make the announcement about their decision on interest rates this afternoon at 2 o'clock. Kelsey Coffey, WRAL News, live in Raleigh.
All right, let's go ahead and give you a live look from Capitol Hill this morning. Yes, Governor Josh Stein is headed to Washington today. He wants Congress and President Donald Trump to approve a large new aid package for Helene relief. Stein was in western North Carolina yesterday, and he laid out more than $13 billion in recovery needs after Helene. He said the Trump administration has blocked funds that were already approved, and that's keeping that money from being sent to North Carolina. Prosecutors say text messages to and from the man accused of killing Charlie Kirk are giving new details about the shooting. In one message, Tyler Robinson tells his roommate, quote, "Shouldn't be long until I come home, but I got to grab my rifle still. To be honest, I had hoped to keep this a secret till I died of old age," end quote. When his roommate asked why he did it, Robinson said, quote, "I had enough of this hatred. Some hate can't be negotiated out." The 22-year-old Robinson made his first appearance virtually yesterday, and prosecutors say they plan to seek the death penalty. He remains in jail on no bond, I should say. The original suspect arrested at Charlie Kirk's Utah rally is now facing charges as well. George Zinn was at that rally when Kirk was shot, and that's when he began yelling out that he was the one who shot him. Now, police arrested Zinn, but later said he was not the shooter. Authorities say he told him he was slowing down their response to the shooting and buy time for the real shooter to get away. Police say they also found inappropriate pictures of underage children on Zinn's phone. Back here locally, police in Durham are looking for the person responsible for a shooting that hurt 2 people. This video right here from Sky 5 is that scene on Larchwood Drive around 3:15 yesterday afternoon. Police say they found a vehicle with several bullet holes in it. And as for the victims, a man was so badly injured he could die, and a woman was injured and is expected to recover. This morning, we're learning what officials initially thought was a suspicious device turned out to be just part of a tractor. I want to show you that scene on Marshburn Road in Wendell last night. Police were on that scene for a few hours before giving the all clear there. Only on WRAL, State Treasurer Brad Briner says he might have to raise premiums for everyone on the state health plan. This all stems from Duke Health and Aetna Insurance. They're in a contract dispute. Duke wants Aetna to pay higher rates, and Aetna is threatening to drop Duke from its network. The insurer's customers include every state employee in North Carolina. Just last month, the health plan's premiums were hiked to cover rising costs.
We can't just give Duke whatever it wants, given that we'll be raising premiums on everybody already. And if we give Duke what it wants, then we're going to have to raise them even more. And that's just not fair.
Duke says it's simply asking for enough to keep the staff and equipment needed to keep providing high quality care. The hospital says, quote, "Unfortunately, Aetna has not agreed to updated reimbursement rates that keep pace with rising health care costs and reflect the actual cost of providing patient care." You can tune in to our new newscast for more on what this means for all of Aetna's North Carolina customers. You can also find more details at WRAL.com. Today, the Board of Governors is set to get reports on how schools in the UNC system have implemented the equality policy. That's how the UNC system is complying with a ban on diversity, equity, and inclusion policies. Schools say they are auditing websites and reworking certain initiatives, and some decline grant money that would put them in noncompliance with the policy. The Board of Governors meets at 10 o'clock this morning. Today, the former CDC director will testify in front of the Senate Health Committee. Dr. Susan Monterez is expected to answer questions about the agency and Health Secretary Robert F. Kennedy Jr. She's expected to give details about what she says is Kennedy's push to put politics before public health. That includes claims he required all CDC policy and personnel decisions be cleared by political staff. Kennedy's department has not commented, though, on the claims. The Harmony Animal Rescue Clinic in Apex is honoring the life of 10-year-old Brooklyn Carroll. The nonprofit launched the Brooklyn May Pet Rescue Fund. It was established with $30 Brooklyn earned from her lemonade stand. Now they're hoping the community can help turn that $30 into $30,000. Money raised through the campaign will provide essential veterinary care for cats and dogs at that rescue. Brooklyn was killed in a boat crash last month on Harris Lake in Chatham County. Part of a street in Fuquay-Varina will be closed this morning. Just a heads up for drivers. Work at the Arts Center will force Fuquay Avenue to close between Raleigh Street and East Vance Street. It'll be closed from 5 to 9 this morning. Your time's 4:38. Danger for pets. Tropical threats could bring unexpected hazards. How to protect your pet against hurricane parasites. And romance advice, among other things. People are not asking ChatGPT for help at work. The new study shows how most people are using the tool. And we do want to give you a live look at Fenton and Cary this morning. We're tracking some stray showers this morning, which is why ahead, meteorologist Elizabeth Gardner will explain why we don't expect the newest tropical system to directly hit the U.S.
From the WRAL Severe Weather Center, North Carolina's most experienced team of meteorologists.
It is 4:42, and Tropical Depression number 7 just formed in the Atlantic. That's that storm that we've been watching for several days. We're going to have the path for you coming up in just a couple of minutes. It just came down moments ago. Here's what's happening over us. We have a little band of rain that's dipping southward. It is weakening as it drops across us. It's probably not going to bring enough rain for the morning commute to cause us any issues, but we do have a small chance of rain in our forecast through around lunchtime. And then after that, we should begin to see some gradual clearing. We'll still have a slim chance of a shower, but things are looking pretty quiet after lunchtime. Pretty quiet here in Lewisburg, too, even though we're seeing that band of showers drop right through this area. We're not seeing any of that really reaching the ground here. So we take a look at Lewisburg. So for the kids at the bus stop this morning, they probably don't need a raincoat or jacket. We're going to see another wave of rain that comes in a little bit later this morning. We'll track that for you on Futurecast. Our highs this afternoon will likely be in the mid-70s.
New information from OpenAI shows most people using ChatGPT are actually using it for personal reasons, not for work. The company studied 1.5 million chat logs, and researchers say more than 70% of prompts involve school assignments, fitness tips, even writing help. The study also found nearly 2% of conversations are about relationship advice and even feelings. People in North Carolina are betting big on sports. New data from the State Lottery Commission shows gamblers have wagered more than $9 billion online for sports betting as it launched last year. Now, sports fans placed more than $463 million in bets last month alone, and that's nearly 30% more than last August. North Carolina collected nearly $180 million in taxes from sports betting so far. Credit scores are falling at the fastest pace in more than 15 years. The national average FICO score dropped by about 2 points this year. That's the most since 2009. Credit scores are significantly higher than they were at that time, but they're actually down for the second year in a row. FICO says that a growing number of people are falling behind on their car loans, their credit cards, even personal loans. And new data shows the number of students held in seclusion in Wake County schools increased more than double last year. Now, seclusion is when a student is alone and prevented from leaving an enclosed space. Schools reported 447 cases of a student being held alone in a room last year, and that's up from 174 the year before. The school board wants to reduce these numbers in light of lawsuits over seclusion and restraint. That includes a lawsuit that led to the school system needing to report these numbers to the board. The school system plans to expand training on working with children in crisis or with behavioral challenges. And Wake County is also looking for more bus drivers. A new report on vacancies shows there are 330 vacant positions. The school system says it needs 940 drivers, and that means 35% of the necessary positions are basically empty. There are also 148 open teacher positions and 116 instructional assistants that are needed. New tropical threats are swirling in the Atlantic. Storms bring hidden dangers for pets. As WRAL climate change reporter Liz McLaughlin explains, a deadly parasite is among those dangers.
When storms hit, it's not just people who need a plan. Veterinarians say pets can be especially vulnerable, from lost access to care all the way to increased risk of heartworm.
Come here, gorgeous.
Before Chelsea was adopted, she survived a life-threatening heartworm infection.
It's a parasite. It's spread through the bite of mosquitoes.
Dr. Jessica Nolan with Banfield Pet Hospital in Raleigh says cases often climb after major storms when floodwaters create prime breeding grounds for mosquitoes.
We've got warm air, we've got humidity, we've got standing water where there didn't used to be standing water. And all of those things impact our mosquito populations and therefore risk of heartworm spread.
Scientists say the trend is made worse by climate change. Hotter temperatures and heavier rainfall are fueling longer mosquito seasons and more opportunities for infection.
And there's no such thing as heartworm season here in North Carolina. It really is all year long, and we are seeing changes.
North Carolina already ranks among the top 10 states for heartworm. Shelters like the SPCA of Wake County say storm prep for pets can save lives.
A kit prepared for them with preventative, heartworm preventative, their food, water, any medications, photos.
Heartworm can be stopped before storms hit with a monthly pill or a once-a-year injection from a veterinarian.
The best protection, a plan, and prevention. Vets recommend keeping a pet go bag ready and keeping up with preventative care year-round. In Raleigh, I'm Liz McLaughlin, WRAL News.
The town of Princeville unveiled a historical marker to memorialize the devastation and resilience in North Carolina after Hurricane Floyd. Dozens of people gathered at that marker to remember not only the loss the town suffered, but how it also bounced back. The storm made landfall in the state 27 years ago yesterday. Floyd waters rushed into homes and businesses and rose quickly, leaving hundreds like Mayor Bobby Jones trapped.
And it was too late for me to get out. So I was getting worried, started to get up on the roof of the house, and then I saw a helicopter come by, started waving at them.
Mayor Jones says it took so long to get that marker because the state's study and information gathered about 25 years in terms to complete. And Elizabeth, you can't say Floyd without a lot of people there being taken back to that time and just the devastation that they witnessed.
Yeah, it really was incredible. Princeville hit very, very hard, one of the hardest hit towns with that. But so much of eastern North Carolina was just underwater for such a long time. And yeah, that was just a devastating storm. We've had many since then, but that one was a rough one for sure. We take a look at what's happening in the tropics right now. This system has now become a tropical depression. You can see it doesn't look terribly organized right now, but it does look like it will very slowly increase in intensity, likely to become a tropical storm, potentially maybe later today or first thing tomorrow. And then category 1 by the time we get to the weekend. And notice how, of course, the fan brings it just south of Bermuda. And on that path, you may be wondering, is it going to affect the United States? Well, this is a look at the European model. The European model shows what is likely to be that storm brushing past Bermuda and then out to sea. And so at this point, we don't feel like it's a big chance that we're going to have this storm impacting the United States with a landfall, but we'll keep our eye on it for sure. This coastal low has started to move inland finally, and so now starting to wrap around some moisture. We didn't see hardly any of that yesterday, but beginning to see a little bit of it now. Notice how this first band is really weakening pretty quickly, but there's another one up to the north. Just a few sprinkles there around Falls Lake and over just north of Lewisburg, northern Durham County, and right there in Hillsborough. You're seeing a little sprinkle up to the north. This is a little heftier band that will continue to drop southward and could bring some showers to our northern counties. This is 7 a.m., so really right along the Virginia line. Some of that may drift as far south as Durham, Rocky Mount, Wilson, but we're likely to see that remaining mostly in our northern counties as that wraps around the low. Right now it's cloudy in Durham. 61 is our current temperature. We're looking at some breezy conditions. The winds are right now steady at about 5 to 7 miles per hour, but likely to be gusting about 15 to 20 as we head through the afternoon, sort of on and off. Around town, 76 in Durham and Raleigh and 83 in Fayetteville. Our temperatures from here climb pretty quickly. We're going to climb up to around 88 on Friday, and we'll see plenty of sunshine Thursday and Friday. We're looking at the first day of fall on Monday, looking absolutely beautiful with a high 79.
High 79. All right, thanks, Elizabeth. Your time is 4:50, celebrating the Constitution. It has been 238 years since it was signed, where you can visit a unique exhibit on display in D.C. Plus, he's not here. The Chapel Hill staple named one of the top college bars in America. Today, people across the country will celebrate Constitution Day. It marks 238 years since the signing of the Constitution. The National Archives is celebrating with a special display, and for the first time, the full Constitution is on display in the U.S. Capitol Rotunda. The original Bill of Rights and other constitutional amendments are also there. Hopefully, Nicolas Cage does not take those. The documents will be on display until October 1st. Sydney Sweeney and Amanda Seyfried team up for a new thriller, and Jamie Lee Curtis's latest project is more than just a movie. Here's Rick Damigella with the Hollywood Movie.
I want you to feel safe here.
I do.
Theodore.
Sydney Sweeney moves into a suspicious new home. The actress works for a wealthy family led by Amanda Seyfried in The Housemaid. The pair's picturesque lives unravel in the new thriller, which lands in theaters December 19th.
You know, it's nice having someone I can be totally open with, even if it means we remain perfect strangers.
Online love unites two rivals in Maintenance Required. This is your first look at the rom-com, which follows a pair of competitors in the automotive space. See sparks fly for the unlikely duo when the film premieres on Prime Video on October 8th.
It's not too late.
The movie The Lost Bus began with producer Jamie Lee Curtis. She says her devotion to making sure people remember the 2018 campfire goes beyond the film.
We are going to complete the memorial in the town of Paradise, which is called the Hope Plaza, which is going to memorialize the 85 lives that were lost, the tens of thousands of people whose lives were affected, and the first responders and all the everyday heroes.
The Lost Bus debuts in theaters Friday and on Apple TV Plus October 3rd. In Hollywood, I'm Rick Damigella.
Atlanta police made an arrest for the stolen hard drives containing unreleased music by Beyonce. Kelvin Evans is accused of entering a vehicle with the intent to commit theft or felony. And this happened in a parking deck in Georgia over the summer. Several items, including a hard drive with Beyonce's music, were stolen from a car rented by the artist's choreographer. Investigators say they used tracking from some of the stolen devices to find Evans. An iconic Chapel Hill bar was just named one of the top college bars in America. The Athletic named He's Not Here on Franklin Street one of its top 10 college bars for 2025. If you didn't know, that bar is known for its blue cups of beer for just $5. As for where the bar got its name, the original owners were both going through divorces in the early days of the business, and they would say, "He's not here," when answering the phone. Ahead at 5 o'clock, a new suspect was charged after a deadly shooting in Wilson. How she's accused of aiding the other suspect. Plus, rate cuts. The Federal Reserve is looking at interest rates today. What the change could mean for you if you want to buy a home. Plus, buying used. Many buyers are turning to the used car market. New car prices are kind of reaching some new highs there. 5 on your side will show you how to buy smart and get the lowest price.